Good evening, comrades. Yes, good evening, not a good morning because this is sunset and we don't have much time. So let's get started with the Q&A video. But first, let me go away so you can enjoy the setting for a bit. First of all, massive thank you for posting amazing questions, asking amazing questions. I'll try to answer most of them or pretty much all of them. And again, also a question to you guys. Let me know what you want me to ask for the next Q&A video. Let's get started. By Giorgio Puccini. What are your expectations for the next RCN and your Nürburgring racing career? So, first of all, regarding RCN expectations, well, it would be nice to finish on podium again, even more nice to finish on P1 again. But in general, my expectations, I hope also that they're gonna continue the race, because actually at this point they predict snow for Sunday. The race is on Saturday, however. But if they're gonna cancel the race again, I'm gonna be pretty pissed off because the RCN2 got cancelled. The standings of my racing career. What are my plans? What am I planning to do this year and in general? So at this point I have German National A racing license, which allows me to participate with RCN races. After doing 3 RCN races, does not matter where I will be finishing, I will be able to race VLN, which is eventually also my goal. You're allowed to participate with a lower level car, so to say. M240R Cup car, the one that I'm racing, is one of them. And then you need to finish. So after 3 RCN races, you get the Nordschleife Permit B. And after that, you can start doing VLN. And after finishing 18 laps and finishing within the top 75% of your class, you get the Permit A. Now, top 75%, for me, it means in the 240 Cup class, there are roughly 20 cars. So I would need to come in top 15. Should be not impossible unless we have a breakdown or one of us crashes. But in general, rule of the thumb, a very unfortunate rule of the thumb, but usually like 2 cars crash and 2 cars break down, then you already automatically end up being in top 75%. And then you get your Permit A, which allows you to race in the 24-hour race or the higher classes like the GT3 cars, TCR cars. Would I want to do that? Absolutely, hell yeah. My eventual goal is, of course, also race the 24-hour race, but on a long term, unless a team would offer me a spot to race for them the whole season, or the N24, or just like a faster car in general. Because I know, for example, last year I had more or less an offer from a Hyundai to race in a TCR car because they had a car with journalists. And maybe in the future there's going to be like Toyota with a Supra, because manufacturers often want to promote their cars by putting journalists in, or media persons, YouTubers, you name it. And that would be pretty cool if you ask me. But at this point, yeah, just enjoy, get my permits done, and we will see where it's gonna end up. Of course, everything with racing depends on the budget, and there is a budget restraint. But if there are sponsors who want to join, like to hop on the bandwagon, or if there are manufacturers that want to invite me and get give me a free seat in return for hopefully good results, hopefully I will be good enough, or in return for media coverage to my channels, then that would be absolutely awesome. Now, moving on to actually the first comment, and actually like the highest rated one, multiple comments by PZ. First one, are you going to expand your Apex hotel capacity? Well, long story short, we would absolutely love that, because hotel business is the most profitable, is the best business at the Nürburgring, because there's always demand for hotels. Nürburgring is constantly growing, there are new events coming, it's becoming more popular because of the social media, so there's always demand for hotels. It's also like the least risky business. So for example, if you do car rental, your cars can get crashed. If you do race car rental, your cars can get crashed. If you do like anything else, it's yeah, there are a lot of risks involved. But regarding Apex, at this point, we said this year we want to take it relatively easy. This means we want to focus on our existing processes. So like, for example, last year we had a taxi program, which was a new thing. It caused us a lot of stress and a lot of nerves. And this year we said we just want to continue doing what we're doing and enjoy the ride. This means nothing anything crazy. In terms of hotel, Well, there are some building construction plans on the property, but the question is it going to be like a showroom because Robert is going to have interesting M3 collection? Is it going to be private apartment complex for Apex personnel, for Robert himself? I don't know. Or is it going to be a hotel? We don't know. But whatever it's going to be, it's not going to be this year or any short term. So we'll have to wait. But again, if you're planning on starting business at the Nürburgring, start a hotel. Is going to be like the easiest one. The most difficult part about the hotel is finding cleaning personnel. That's very difficult in this region. So that's the biggest challenge. Now, is Apex going to have a proper race car in any series incoming? Well, again, going back to the previous point, we want to focus on the existing processes without expanding onto racing or something. At this point, I am renting a car from MKR Engineering, and I enjoy it a lot, so that's where it's going to remain. Who knows, in the future, maybe something will come up, but there are no plans in terms of that. Are there any job opportunities in Nürburgring for truck mechanic? You talking about big lorries or like truck in terms of US truck, like a pickup truck? Well, both answers are no. But as a casual mechanic or a race car mechanic, plenty of opportunities. Just email all the racing teams. Everyone's constantly looking for something. Where are Robert's all M3s at? Good question. All the new series, like the 92, that was the one that started all the Schirmer Obsession collection. It's there, the X631, the F80 Taxi, it's there. Even the F82, the M4 VLN car, it's there. The next one in line is the E36 GTR. It should be finished soon. You can actually even book a taxi ride in one of the last Sky Limit event track days. The date is here. With that, I think that was going to be badass and sick. The next one in line, the plans are already made for that. The shell is also there, is E46 GTR, and it's not going to be, as far as I remember, like the V8 from the E92 M3, like original E46 GTR had, but something more extreme. So we'll see about that. Maybe I said it maybe a bit too much, but and after that is the E30. But since the E36 is the first one to be finished somewhere later this year, the other cars will have to wait like even 1 or maybe even more years. So we'll see that. You should have made some more content regarding Nürburgring town village of Nürburgring. Yes, I know. Also the castle vlog. The castle is right over there, actually. I had like plans to explain you where are the best restaurants and a lot of other things, but to be honest, although it doesn't look like it, it looks as if I'm just like enjoying the sunset. There's a lot of things happening behind the scenes, and I unfortunately don't have time for a lot of things that I would want to do. So, but a lot of things are planned and coming, such as media license and media and like Nürburgring Castle vlog, but they will arrive at some point. I promise you that. A very good question. Is Audi paying you to test drive those cars? I do get paid by Audi for producing, or not producing, to host their What's Up Audi YouTube show. So they pay for my time. But in terms of testing cars, in general, any journalist or any press test drive is not paid. The only thing that you get is you get your flights covered, your hotel stay covered, your food. All the expenses are covered if you were talking about the new car press launch. For example, like I did with the R8 and the A1 last year with the Q3. If you're doing something from an existing car model, for example, like I did with the Panamera or with the TTS, basically the car gets delivered to you, and some manufacturers offer fuel compensation, so they can like give you like some fuel money, but they don't really pay you for your work. Now, if we talk about like prototype testing session, like for example, like actual industry pool and development work, yes, those are actually paid drivers, and that's something I would of course love and dream of doing one day, but I think I need to wait 10 or 20 years until that happens, until I'm like good enough to do that. Yes, I mean, you do not see like young kids. Well, Robert Saransky from the Koenigsegg was pretty young, but I mean in general, like they always like, especially big brands, local German brands, they always like, you see all the old people like who've been already retired. It's a nice way to retire, to become a test driver for a car. But I would love to do that, yeah. Do you have a video editor? No, I don't. I had one last year, but we parted ways. And at this point, I think everything is going pretty fine, because not a single... I haven't missed any video, maybe like one in 2 months or something. But so far, I've been uploading every day, and I think I'm doing a pretty good job in terms of keeping the consistency. And quality-wise, last month was the best month I've had on YouTube in terms of views. We had, of course, the Senna content. We had the Abarth video that for some reason almost like went towards 500,000 views, and a lot of other stuff. So I think in terms of editing skills, you don't mind as well. So at this point, I'm not looking for an editor. But it would make my life easier. But there are a lot of other projects happening at this point that I want to share with you at some point. Why don't you have a proper merch store on your website? The question is, what do you mean by your website? Apex or me? Me personally, as Misha, or as YouTube something brand comrades, there is a website of that, but there is nothing on it. In terms of Apex, there is actually a web shop in development. It's coming soon. But also in terms of Misha, me, and comrades, look at this. This is actually a comrade shirt. This is one of the test batches I got. So we're working on something. It will be able to order it. So you'll be able to order something soon. I hope you like the design. It's something like you can wear every day without like in-your-face graphics. It's coming soon. Hopefully in the next couple of weeks it will be there. Hopefully sooner than the castle vlog. Does Katy has a boyfriend? I read the way it is. Does Katy have a boyfriend? But well, to be honest, I don't know, because at Apex we'd like to keep private and work and professional, private and professional separated. Even if I would know, I would not tell you. But I do want to say that all the Instagram profiles or the more or less contact details of people are in the video description. So if you want to ask Katy if she has a boyfriend, go for it. If you want to ask if Tom has a girlfriend, go for it. If you want to ask some other stuff, go for it. It's all there. Now, moving on, by Yavor, is the castle vlog coming? Yes, I wanted to shoot it today, but I was busy having a nap and a dentist appointment. First dentist appointment, but I was editing for it till like 4 in the morning, and then I went to bed, and then I slept for 3 hours, and then I went to dentist, and then I found having a nap more important. But you have amazing sunset shot here. No, the castle vlog is actually coming soon, honestly, especially since Bruno shot it. So if you want to watch Portuguese castle vlog, it will coming soon on this channel, probably before I do mine. Penguin Scotty, would it be possible to maybe talk to some ring regulars a bit more in depth? Yeah, long story short, yeah, we could do that. We could do like a summit with some regulars like Fapsan or Dutch Ring Racing. There was an episode on him, I believe, by Auto Addiction already. But if there's a demand for that, sure, we could do that. Maybe you can do some suggestions in the comments who you would like me to interview more in depth. David Baker, for a tourist coming from South Africa, do I need to get an international driver's license to be able to drive the Ring or one of your Apex hire cars? Well, in long story short, if it's in English, if it's already translated, then no. But you need to have a look if you, like, by law are allowed to drive in this country in general. Usually it's not a problem, but sometimes it's required to have at least a translation. For example, for Chinese tourists whose driver's license are completely Chinese, and European people cannot guess whether it says driver's license or immediate ban forever, then you should definitely have a look into it and get appropriate license. Okay, then moving on to DN the Smile Maker. Misha, what do you think is the most beautiful car ever made? Well, the same goes for if you have multiple children, who is the most beautiful or your favorite? It's hard to answer. Multiple cars are beautiful. I like Volvo P1800, I like E24 or E9 BMW. Multiple cars have something special and appealing to them, but I don't have like my favorite of them all. The same goes for all the questions, what's your most remarkable car you drove on a Nürburgring? Everything has something special to it. Like, for example, the Sub 7 Up is amazing to upset cars with it, fastest supercars, but there are some unique unicorns like Maserati GT12 that we drove a couple of road passenger 2 years ago. That's unique as well. The 1D85, the sun is almost down already, so we're running out of time. You had several oops whoopsie during your Nordschleife career. Which of your crash do you regret the most? Well, I always try to get some positive lesson, not experience, but positive lesson out of every negative situation, whether it is a crash or maybe something else in life. So I wouldn't say I regretted any of them, but if I have to be honest, I think the one with the M4, I regret the most. Of course, it was also my most expensive one, so it was also like a financial hit. But the reason why I regret is because I had Diana next to me, and I wouldn't. That's, yeah, obviously it was not pleasant that I was the reason who caused it, and her having to experience that. So if I would have to talk to you what was the most unpleasant one, it was that, simply as that. because again someone else was involved in it, and it's not a nice thing. It changes you, it changes the way you look at things and the way you drive probably. But yeah, there is that. I'm sorry again. Well, as the sun is almost down, we could actually almost finish on that question probably by Gordy Boy. A quick question would be, what are you the most proud of since you started the whole Apex experience? An overall thing, or perhaps something in particular? Let me tell you that when we were starting Apex, at the end of 2016, beginning of 2017, we were in talks with Robert, and he asked me, like, what do you want to achieve with that? What's your ultimate goal? And I said, you have, for example, PK, Pistenklaus, the most famous restaurant at the Nürburgring, most probably. Everyone says you need to go there, get a steak on stone, it's Sabine's place, etc. I want Apex to be something like that. I want it to become something iconic, something that people know of, something that people talk about. It doesn't necessarily have to be the biggest or the best, because being the best is subjective, but the biggest. But I think in terms of being talked about, we are quite there. So, for example, without sounding arrogant, I think we have the biggest social media presence of all rental car companies around the Nürburgring. We are definitely not the ones with the biggest customer base or the biggest car fleet base. But I think we in the 3 years, this is our third year, we did make a name. Without again sounding too arrogant, we did create a presence, and I think that's something to be proud of, and especially being able to be one of the 4 partners of the Nürburgring with a taxi license. That's something to be proud of again. In terms of something in particular, that would be the whole team, all the people that work for Apex and make Apex what it is. Robert said the other day is that if he would sell Apex just as the whole thing, on paper it's actually worthless without all the people behind it, because it's actually all the team behind it that makes people that make the whole Apex experience what it is. We have Diana managing the office, we have Cathy doing the taxi program, we have Tom taking amazing pictures, Bruno sometimes taking pictures, but now he moved to the office and then does a kick-ass job. So if you like be emailing Apex like, hey, I want to rent a car, most likely Bruno will be answering you. We have all the instructors, we have all the drivers, Tim, Fabsan, Moran, Moritz. We have Ringmatzi. I haven't introduced her to you. Ringmatzi is her nickname on Instagram. Make sure to give her a follow. Her name is Micah. She's our cleaning lady. Make sure that Apex looks at top condition at any time. We have Pete, who's cleaning the cars. We have Sven, our new intern, and many other people from here behind the scenes and on top of everything. I think it's amazing that we have formed such a strong team and created such a pleasant work environment for everyone, that because there's nothing worse in the world to like in life, I mean, in terms of professional working environment, there's nothing worse than actually doing a job that you don't like, going to a job and hating your colleagues or disliking it. And I think we're at this point can say that it's very pleasant to work with everyone. Of course, sometimes we have our stressful moments, but everything works properly, and I think it's great. And another thing, of course, a particular thing that I'm proud of is that we as a team, everyone is able to make your dreams and experiences possible, because we have what we consider to be the most advanced taxis at the Nürburgring. We have a very special rental fleet that we try to cover everyone's needs, so that people who come and experience those cars, it would be as if when we would come to the Nürburgring and we would be like, yes, that's something I would want to do because that's the best bang for buck. And we see a lot of people making their dreams come true, making their pilgrimage to the Nürburgring come true, and say like, hey, I did the Nürburgring in the most remarkable, exciting, fun and awesome way. And the smiles that we get at the end of the day when people get out the cars, or even not even cars, but like just like out of our hotel, or you name it. I think this is the best thing that we as a team are proud of, not only me, myself. Well, the sun is down, it's probably already getting dark now, so maybe we can do one quick one. Okay, Hamza Shirazi, when's the next summit happening? Soon, whenever we have time, maybe tomorrow even, but it's very difficult to say. What's your favorite car? Already answered that more or less. Have you asked Lamborghini for a press car? No, haven't asked, but I could try because they're a daughter company of Audi, so who knows? Jans Dvoracek, I hope I pronounce your name right. Do you plan to continue with basic track mods videos? Or do a video about suspension mods, etc.? Well, whenever we do a mod to a car, we do document it, but I think what I should answer is like whenever my Supra gonna come, I will know in 2 weeks roughly when like more or less exact date is gonna be, but somewhere at the end of the year. Of course, there's going to be a full documentation video of the car. So yeah, there will be mod videos for sure. Maus Mota, do you have any new cars coming this year? Long story short, yes, maybe even next week. We need to replace the Cupra still. But nothing like we're not gonna have like 5 new cars, maybe 1, maybe 2. But stay tuned, soon enough it's coming. Doctor, what are you going to do with your Supra? Already answered a lot. Oh, and then the last one actually. Mr. Bean88, can you explain what, where, and when spectators are allowed to take photos of tracks and cars? Reason is asking because because I was asked not to take photos at Carousel during a track day. The question is, where were you at the carousel? On the outside part, where photographers usually take pictures on, or on the inside part behind the fence? Because if it was behind the fence, then it's no problem. If it's on the outside part, that's not allowed. Even actually when you have a media license, officially it's not allowed. What are you allowed to take pictures of? If you are in a safety zone behind the fence, then it's fine. You don't even need a media license when you take pictures for your private use, to post it on your private Facebook or a private Instagram when you have only like to share it with your friends and family. That's okay. If you're like doing a commercial activity, when you're like running a big YouTube channel or like a news website, then you need to ask for permission, and that's another story that we'll cover at some point soon, I promise. Yeah, don't hit me. When can we see Robert racing? Whenever he has time. I hoped he will be racing with me this year, but not yet, but hopefully soon enough. So now it's definitely dark. I hope you guys enjoyed this cinematic setting. I hope you guys liked the answers. I definitely like the questions. Thank you very much for those. Again, ask me questions for the next Q&A. And yeah, see you guys in tomorrow's vlog when I don't know what's gonna happen. We'll see. Definitely not such a sunset because it's supposed to get worse, and after that it's supposed to get rain, storm, and maybe even snow. But I hope at least we'll be able to race. So see you. Bye. Tschüss. Tschüss. Well, we're in Germany at least. Speaking of Germany and German videos, there is going to be some German spoken content now. Let's not talk about that.